You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Thursday, April 8th, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, there's a petition going around for LeVar Burton to be the next host of Jeopardy, and it's already got nearly 200,000 signatures. Boston's Museum of Science announces a new memorial to Leonard Nimoy. I've got the weekend's virtual Star Trek events, and I've got the scoop on how you could join the team here at Daily Star Trek News. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month of counseling at betterhelp.com/DSTN. First up today, hands up who thinks LeVar Burton should be the next host of Jeopardy. Now, if you raised your hand, then you are very much not alone. Nearly 200,000 people have already signed a change.org petition in support of the move. Jeopardy is a long-running American game show that was hosted by the late Alex Trebek until his death in November of last year. Trebek's last episode of the show aired in January, and since then the show has made use of a list of guest hosts to fill his spot while they search for a new, permanent host. The list of guest hosts includes news anchor Katie Couric, Big Bang Theory star Mayim Bialik, and Dr. Sanjay Gupta, medical correspondent for 60 Minutes, among others. Now, some fans are pushing for Jeopardy producers Sony Pictures Television to consider LeVar Burton for the permanent role. Joshua Sanders started a change.org petition 5 months ago in December of 2020. It got off to a great start, gaining 11,000 signatures in just 3 days, but then it went quiet. Then earlier this week, coincidentally on First Contact Day, Burton himself shared a link to the petition on Twitter, and it started taking off. As of today, it's got nearly 200,000 signatures and climbing. Since Burton tweeted the petition link, it's been picked up by the New York Post, shared by Dick Van Dyke, and even Stephen Colbert made a joke out of it. Could that dream become a reality? Well, Sanders sure thinks that Burton's qualified. In the petition, he notes that between hosting 21 seasons of the educational Reading Rainbow, playing the brainiac engineer Geordi LaForge on Star Trek The Next Generation, and filling the role of Kunta Kinte in the ever-important miniseries Roots, LeVar Burton has inspired and shaped the minds of several generations of trivia-loving nerds. We'd all love to see him as the next host of Jeopardy! Well, if you'd like to add your name to the list of supporters, just head to change.org and search for LeVar Burton Jeopardy! Right. Next up, another grassroots campaign for a special Star Trek person. On March 26th, the recent Leonard Nimoy Day in the city of Boston, the Boston Museum of Science and the family of Leonard Nimoy announced that a memorial statue featuring the Vulcan hand salute is officially in development. The museum confirmed to us that this is the same proposed monument that we told you about last November, following a campaign by the man with the inspiration for the piece, Boston resident Tom Stalker. Stalker proposed the construction of the Live Long and Prosper monument to honor the late Nimoy and his commitment to his Boston roots. The proposed statue will be 20 foot tall, illuminated, and made from stainless steel. The current plan is to display the monument in front of the museum at Science Park. For Julie Nimoy, daughter of the late Star Trek actor, the Live Long and Prosper monument represents an ideology that her father truly believed in. My dad always loved Boston, and he would be honored knowing that the Museum of Science would be the permanent home to this memorial, Nimoy said in a statement, adding, "The sculpture not only depicts one of the world's most recognized and loved gestures for peace, tolerance, and diversity, but it will also be a beautiful tribute to my dad's life and legacy." Museum of Science President Tim Ritchie endorsed the project in a statement, saying Leonard Nimoy was one of our own. He was and forever will be a beloved part of our museum family. He lifted our aspirations and hopes through his commitment to science, intellectual curiosity, generosity, and yes, logic. He reminded us about the best part of humanity and gave us a vision for building a society based on reason and tolerance. The opportunity to pay tribute to him is a great honor. The Boston Museum of Science and the Nimoy family will be working together to finalize the stages of development for the Live Long and Prosper Monument. That includes things like finalizing the site plan, additional fundraising, and, of course, construction. We'll be sure to keep you up to date on the details as they come. For now, if you'd like to contribute to the fund for the memorial, visit mos.org/Nimoy. Now, I've got the weekend's online events here in just a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. If you've been thinking about seeing a mental health counselor, now is the time to consider BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online counseling service that lets you get the help that you need in a way that's convenient for you. When you sign up for BetterHelp, you'll get matched with a licensed professional therapist and start communicating with them in under 48 hours. You can send messages anytime or book a phone or video chat, and you never have to sit in a waiting room. Bonus. You can start living a happier life today. And as a daily Star Trek news listener, you can get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp by visiting betterhelp.com/DSTN. And that's help, H-E-L-P. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health by visiting betterhelp.com/DSTN. That's H-E-L-P, betterhelp.com/DSTN. And a big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. Next up, it's events. And if you're in the mood to get together with some fellow Trekkies, then make sure you get over to one of these virtual events over the next week. First up, the Birmingham Science Fiction Group out of Birmingham in the UK is holding an online event with Dr. Una McCormick this Friday, April 9th at 7:45 p.m. British Summertime. Dr. McCormick is a New York Times best-selling author who's written several Star Trek novels, including the recent Star Trek Picard, The Last Best Hope, the autobiography of Catherine Janeway, and the upcoming Discovery novel, Wonderlands. Tickets are priced at £3.02 for some reason, but they are open to anyone. Find out more at birminghamsfgroup.org.uk. Then on Saturday, April 10th, the Trek to End Alzheimer's is a virtual Star Trek trivia event taking place at noon Central Time. It's to benefit the Jefferson City Walk to End Alzheimer's, and all ticket proceeds go to the Alzheimer's Association. There are prizes for the winners up to $100, plus every $5 ticket sold will get a matching donation, so your money goes even further. For more information and to buy tickets to the event, visit trektoendalz.org, and that's spelled TREK, the number 2, END, and ALZ.org. trektoendalz.org. Next, GalaxyCon Live is hosting Armin Shimmerman and his Buffy the Vampire Slayer co-stars James Marsters and Emma Caulfield on Saturday, April 10th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. As per usual, tickets to the Q&A panel are free with registration, and you can also purchase autographs and one-on-one chats. For more information, visit galaxycon.com. Then later on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, our sister podcast, Women at Warp, will be hopping aboard the JoCo Virtual Cruise for a panel all about shore leave. They'll be discussing the planets and places where the characters of Star Trek relax and unwind, and will be living vicariously through them. The entire event is free to attend. To find out more, visit jococruise.com. That's J-O-C-O cruise.com. And last but not least, on Sunday, April 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, some of the stars of Star Trek First Contact will be appearing at GalaxyCon Live. Join Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, and Alice Krieg for a virtual Q&A session. Like all GalaxyCon Live events, tickets are free with registration, and you can purchase autographs and one-on-one video chats. There's more information on that as well at galaxycon.com. Now, if you have an online event or a gathering that you'd like for me to promote on the show, then please let me know. How are you getting together with your fellow Trekkies without leaving the house? Now, there's just one last thing before I go today. Daily Star Trek news is growing really fast, and that means that we need more people. So I am looking for 2 new writers, one to focus on the daily news, and one to focus just on trivia and history. If you think that one of those people might be you, then please reach out at info@dailystartreknews.com and I'll send you some more information. Both of these positions will take a couple of hours of your time per week, and they'll come with a monthly stipend. Once again, that is info@dailystartreknews.com. Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek News from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, with selected stories by Chris Peterson and events by Marina Kravchuk. Today's show was sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month of counseling at betterhelp.com/DSTN. I'm back tomorrow with more of the Star Trek news you need to know and the answer to this week's trivia. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.